Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do a list after this. Oh. Give everybody a couple minutes to jump in. Like I tell you all the time, I don't know. Sometimes this thing restarts after 30 seconds. So I really, until it starts, don't like to start talking about anything important or anything on subject, you know. So I just hope everybody's doing well out there. Oh, man, it is still hot down here. The flies are crazy, honestly. No matter how clean I keep this place, there are flies. A really cool thing I wanted to show y'all guys. So this is a 1977 Terry travel trailer. It is awesome. It is the first home I have actually ever owned. My buddy Michael gave this to me when he got a motorhome and stepped up, and he started changing his life for the better. He decided that he was sick of being stuck in the rut that he was in, and he went out and he made positive actions and he changed his life for the better. And when he did, he gave me this, and I love it. This is a really nice place. That is space blankets that I put on the windows and stuff to keep the sun from beating in. It works so well too, by the way. But look, this is my home. Yes, I got like the kitchen and everything. Isn't it nice? I see y'all guys jumping in. Hi, it's good to see y'all guys. Hey Lolo, hey Rebecca, Darth Vader, what up Darth? Marcia, hola mi amiga. Caroline, Kevinus, MP, Joanne, Darth Vader says, what up, Matt? Hey, you know, right now the only thing that's up is the sky, the birds, and my blood pressure, bro, to tell you the truth. I just wanted to do a quick video here because you know what? Why sitting down with y'all guys here, I am genuinely happy. You can tell because of the happy look on my face, right? Well, other times I am not genuinely happy because I worry about things, right? I don't worry about the normal things that people worry about. I guess, yeah, I do, right? Most of the things that get people, I'm pretty good with. I see it as undue stress and stuff, and I have this way of like just kind of like venting it off, right? Here recently, though, over the past few months, though everything has gone really, really well, and there were so many reasons for me to be happy. I mean, the channel has exploded. Y'all guys have made such a difference. The revenue is coming in a way that not only improved my life, but was allowing me to start doing things I really wanted to do and try and help improve other people's lives and stuff. And yet still at the end of the day, I spent large amounts of my time worrying that it might all go away, you know, or worrying that I might change into somebody that I don't like or that I don't want to be. You see, I'm not a regular person. I am an addict and an alcoholic. I've changed my life for the better by doing certain things and by not doing other things, right? So for instance, helping people and being actively involved and busy makes me feel good, right? And that's that feel good that replaces what the drugs and alcohol used to do and everything. So my stresses come from not being able to do those things or not being able to keep things square up here, right? In the program, we've got what we call a dry drunk. A dry drunk is an alcoholic or an addict who isn't using anymore, and yet they still behave like poorly like they did when they were. And so I was just worried a lot about reverting to that form of behavior and that hurting the people in my life that I really, really care about. You can't see, so I can show you this picture because you can't make out the faces and stuff, but there are two people in here that I care the most in the world about. They're two girls, they're like my best friends and everything, right? And so I always want to be a good example and stuff for those young ladies. And then I have other things in my life, other people that I care about too, that I always want to behave properly around and be a good person for and all of this stuff. And so I got into the stress pattern of just questioning myself all the time. And I don't even really understand why, because I've got it locked down, right? But So there's this thing called stress fatigue. If we worry about something long enough, it actually starts to affect our life because it affects the way we think about ourselves. And then that'll affect like appetite, mood, stuff like that. Even though we're being polite and we're legitimately happy when we're hanging out with other people and doing things, it can sit in the back of our brain and everything. And that's what I've been going through. I'm going to do a video and get into more depth about it and everything here soon. However, this isn't the time. I'm making some adjustments in my life to be happier, I guess. And right now I wanted to do a video and let y'all guys know that I'm going to be taking off for a couple days. I woke up this morning, and though I like my trailer and I like my spot and I like everything that I've been doing and everything, I need to not be here right now, basically. I need to go out to the mountain. I need to get things like happy, right? So that I can feel better about myself and more, have more faith in myself and stuff, and like change the rhythm of life. I told a friend of mine here just a few minutes ago that like I've got stress fatigue, right? And he was like, maybe they can give you a sign for that, right? And I wish I could tell you, right? I wish I could just reverb it right here for you, right? The main thing was, I don't believe drugs fix problems. I think that the need for a drug to fix a problem is actually just numbing us to a problem or an issue or something in our life that we need to change, basically, right? And normally those are all internal. And that's what I'm doing right now. It's time for me to turn a page, basically. So here in a little bit, I'm going to, all right, I'll slow down for a second. All right. Things were supposed to work out different. Have you ever, and not be so hard? I've learned for taking care of myself and for taking care of the problems that might arise in the future, right? As I talk about having being a real person, having a real life, that's where we have all the things from working hard and doing the right things. At the same time, we know how to pay bills and think responsibly about the future and stuff like that. Well, before I moved out here into my trailer, I had basically this month budgeted out because I've gotten really good at it, actually, right? Like I knew I was getting, when I moved to the trailer, I knew I was getting sick. I knew I had been under a lot of stress and everything, and I know from my past experiences that I'll get a fever blister from that, from constantly wiping my nose and stuff, right? And I hate that because I hate that. So what did I do? I went out and I bought some of that like Abreva stuff, right? And man, that's like $18. Well, I was starting to get a fever blister the other night here on the side of my nose. And I went over to the mirror and I'm putting that stuff on there, and I realized I'm like, I am actually really good at planning for the future and everything. And that really made me feel good because I need those moments where I can prove to myself that I'm actually doing things the right way, that I'm actually responsible, and that I'm realistic and everything. And so that's just a little example of kind of what I'm talking about right now. So I wound up moving into my trailer, and that threw a lot of stuff, threw a wrench in the whole machine, basically, right? And I've been sitting here thinking, well, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? How am I going to make this work and everything? I woke up this morning and decided that I'm just going to go. Well, I don't have enough gasoline in my pickup truck. I don't have enough money to make it to the rest of the month. Through the rest of the month if I put that money in the tank of my truck. So I was feeling stuck, right? And I'm like, dang, I don't have any choices and stuff. But I'm also really, really good at, like, I would call it cut and run, basically, right? So it's like, just however you have to fix the problem, fix the problem. And I decided, because I've got that Interceptor out there. I've got my police cruiser, right? And that thing's really fuel efficient. However, I've never put any strain on it or anything. So I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the fuel in my cruiser and I'm going to take it instead. fear started to stop me, like fear does, right? Because I find a lot of us don't change our lives, don't do those things that'll make things better, and we just suffer through, or we try and get medication for it, right? Because we can't change the actual thing, right? So we put up with it, we do the second best thing and all. Me, for a long time, my life got better because I stopped responding to fear. Somebody throws something out that I'm afraid of, I'm like, do it, man. I want you to do it, right? And so that was I finally had this happy moment where I got back to being me. Where I decided, I'm going to run the cruiser and I'm just going to see if it can do it. If it can't do it, then it needs to die anyway. I need to find something that's reliable. If it can do it, then it is what I think it is, what I want it to be, what I need it to be. And sitting in that limbo isn't going to help anything. So I defeated that fear. And now I'm sitting here rattling on. Y'all guys have told me it's okay to rattle on, though. I love that about y'all guys. You're the most support in the world. And I thank you for that. Now, to fix things, so that I don't have to deal with this stuff anymore, right? Because when I have a problem, I learn what the problem is and what I can do to change it. And then the next time the problem comes, I do that thing I figured out before. That way, that negative thing, I grow from it and change, and I can change that experience. So over these past 3-4 months, there have been several negative things that stack up that I put up with for one reason or another. It's like people pleasing, right? And so I'm sitting down and I'm figuring out what those things are and how to fix them. And we should not sacrifice ourselves and our feelings for the feelings of other people, right? So some of the stress that I go through is from some of the people that I really care about that I've met here that are in my group and stuff, right? Now, if you're thinking it's me, it's probably not you, okay? Because those people, the ones I'm talking about, would never think that it's them. The ones that are considerate and kind and like, and I'm not saying these others aren't. Kind people don't worry about, unkind people or people that don't think about other people's feelings don't worry about it. So if you're worried that it's you or something, it's not you. But there are some people here who I care about and everything, and they leave comments that seem like they care, but they really hurt me. They make people that read the comments worry about me when I'm in bad positions that I have to work through, because I don't want, if something terrible is happening in life and I'm sharing it with y'all guys, what I want is positivity. The build me up, right? And be like, well, you've been through worse, you're gonna make it, kick butt, take names, all that stuff. So like a lot of people that comment like, oh, I'm so worried about you or stuff like that, it raises a fear level for everybody that reads those comments. And that's bad. Here recently, there were so many I hope you're okays that YouTube itself actually got a hold of me and was like, we hope you're okay. And that made my stress so bad. I am talking like it was almost the last straw to a nervous breakdown, right? So what I'm doing, I'm going to write some community guidelines here for the future. Little things like that are going to make things better. Because I learned from my mistakes, I figure out how can I communicate in a way that is rigorously honest and yet not brutally honest to fix issues and problems. And that's where I am. Everything else, there are people in my life even that I have been letting get away with a lot, honestly, because I care about them. And mainly, some of them even, I just don't want to hurt their feelings, right? Now, before anybody jumps in here and says anything, all right, it is not the people that I have been helping, the people that I care about, the people that I'm doing my Batman stuff for. Honestly, in my really real world right here, those people are the ones that I don't have to worry about. and the ones that have been super considerate and super respectful and everything. So once again, like y'all guys who are worried that maybe it was you, if you're worried about it, if you're thinking maybe it was me, it's not you. Because those kind of people, they don't know how to take responsibility. And so they would never think that maybe it's them, right? And it feels good to get to talk to you here because I've been trying to figure out how to explain it. Because every time I think about telling you, man, I'm not doing good, right? I worry because I'm like, I'm going to get all these comments about, oh no, blah, 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 right? This oogie boogie baby BS. And I'm just done with that. I'm done doing that. I'm going to get on here and talk to you for real because maybe you're going through the same thing. Maybe somebody that rewatches this later is going through the same thing. And if we don't address problems, if we don't stand up for ourselves, if we don't feel our own feelings, it's no life. That's hell on earth, Whereas every day we walk around just sad inside of ourselves, faking it for everybody else. And I'm grateful for the little moments that I can live in that just make me feel so much better because I can sit there and genuinely enjoy them and not worry anymore. But I've discovered too that because I do a lot of the study stuff. There's it's Chinese, isn't it? Yeah, an ancient Chinese study of face lines, basically. So as we age and stuff, the facial expressions begin to form wrinkles. That's natural, right? Even young people do that, right? If you look at a young person who grimaces, when they get older, that grimace are going to be those lines that show up as wrinkles, right? And they're natural. Lots of times they can change very quickly too. So you can get a frown line after just maybe 2 or 3 weeks of continuous frowning. And then if you become happy and you're smiling more and stuff, that frown line will go away. Well, I was looking in the mirror the other night, right? And I'm like, I've got weird freaking lines in my face from looking like this. And it's not a sad look, right? It's not supposed to be sad. It's deep thought because I am deeply thinking about the issue that I really care about because I want everything and everyone to be okay. So in my personal private time, when there's no other distraction, that's what I concentrate on, right? And I realized that I just want to be happy. And being happy means changing the problems for the better. It doesn't mean taking psych meds. It doesn't mean finding new ways to fake it till you make it. It means getting up and doing the uncomfortable thing, having the uncomfortable conversation, risking hurting other people's feelings on purpose who are taking advantage of you, right? Or things like that. Once again, none of the people that I have been helping are the people I am talking about. Okay. So, yeah. And I feel better sitting here talking to you. It's weird, and I know I've told you before that normally after I have a really honest conversation with you, because this isn't just going out to my friends. This goes out to a lot of other people too, who have a lot of opinions and stuff and all that. I will sit and be like, go over what I said and all the ways that it can be either taken wrong or twisted wrong, Like here recently, okay, so a couple years ago, somebody that I trusted, I was trying to help them get into sobriety. It was a long distance thing. I was always talking to them on the phone and stuff. And honestly, it was exhausting. And yet at the same time, it was a little bit fulfilling, right? Because it was in my early days of trying to help other people. In the early days of doing stuff, we have to learn from trial and error. So long story short, I trusted this person a lot. And they screwed me over. I had a large following on Instagram. It was a bunch of people who we were healing together and stuff, and it was beautiful, and I loved it. I don't put the L word to many things at all, and everything, but I really did. And this person, when I trusted them, they put spyware on my phone and stuff, and then they linked a Google account to my Google account and put it under a hidden setting. And it cost me my YouTube. It also cost me a couple other things that I loved, right? And I can never get these things back. And I recently I had proof of it, right? I took a screenshot of the linked accounts and everything. And then this person started making friends with my friends here in the area that they had met while they were out visiting me. And I had told my friends about this person, right? But for some reason, they didn't listen to me. And they were like, this person was going to come back out and everything and hang out with my friends. Right? And man, that got to me too. That was like a large stressor. Because not only was it a situation that like I couldn't understand really how the hell it had happened, I couldn't understand why my friends would do that too. You know, finally I just understood that maybe they just didn't believe me, right? And I kept saying, you know, I'm going to post this proof. I'm going to post my proof, blah, blah, blah. And it just got to be whining. It's like when a bully is bullying you and everything, right? I don't care. Look, I want the algorithm to get me here. I believe that there are a couple options for dealing with bullies. There's one option that I enjoy the best, and I find that it has the best result, right? They will continue pushing. And if you say, look, stop bullying me, or I'm going to, you know, whatever, they're going to push. And they're going to test that, right? And they just kept going. And so I finally posted my proof and everything. And then I had a few of my friends come back in the comments and acted like they didn't understand what I was talking about. And I didn't realize until that moment. I mean, I knew that kind of behavior bothered me. The worst thing I think that somebody can do, because I'm really good at talking, I know what I want to say, and I got a pretty good grasp on the English language. Actually, you know what? In Spanish, I can usually explain things to the person pretty well, too. So it irritates and vexes me when somebody acts like they don't know what I'm talking about, right? And yeah, I realized that really well when a couple of my really good solid gold friends came on there, and they just acted like they what? I don't understand kind of thing. That bugged me. I've blocked them because I don't need those kind of people in my life. Anybody who's going to take the side of a traitor, somebody that hurts me, I described it to a friend of mine here the other night. They blocked themselves when they chose a traitor who took something that I loved and can never get back. All right, this is the end of our stream. Give me 1 second, guys. Who is it? Jackson.
Yes, sir.
All right, 1 moment. Hang on, guys. I don't think I know it, Jackson. Oh, yes. Hey, give me a sec. I've got a video going on in here. Let me go close it up real quick, would you? All right, very good. Oh, it's a neighbor, guys. Okay, I hardly ever have anybody stop by. So, I guess I've just rattled on. I just wanted to catch y'all guys up and everything. I'll try and do a live before I leave, but I'm doing what Mad Max did in the end of the very first Mad Max. Remember, he just drives, right? So that's going to be my adventure. I'm going to get in my Interceptor with my broken heart and soul, and I'm going to go drive until I mend it. And then I'm going to come back. So please don't worry about me. You know that I have the skill set to take care of this, that I won't push myself past my abilities, and that when I get back, I'm going to have some really great adventure videos. My soul will be healed, and we will have learned something from it, okay? So thank you for being there. If you are going through something, right, remember that the being afraid is what keeps us there. And if we can step out of that, we just have to be a little bit brave. And then that little bit of bravery will grow. Just like that little bit of fear in the beginning grew to be so overwhelming, that little bit of bravery is going to grow too, and it will conquer. Never give up, never surrender. I believe in you.